A lucky driver.
Me to Miami.
You think I'm a lucky driver?
Because it is a long ride, but thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Let me see where we're going in Miami. Doesn't even show. You going to the airport?
I'm going near the airport.
Near the airport, okay.
Yeah, I live really close to the airport actually.
Alright.
Central.
But you're right, I'm a lucky driver because I like long rides.
Oh, interesting.
So
yeah, that's why you probably accepted it, right? Because it asks you before it gives it to you, right?
yeah, plus I was on a streak, and the streak gives you an extra 20 bucks. And if you break the streak, then so the streak is like 3 rides in a row.
Okay.
It gives you extra 20 bucks. Oh, here you can put your one in if you want. That
It's
fits.
kind of
Oh,
big.
that's a big one. Jeez. Yeah.
Wow. And I like your setup, the GoPro and the mic.
Oh, so that is my question to you. Do you mind if I record a ride for my YouTube channel?
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Is that okay?
No problem.
That's good with you? Alright, I'm gonna give you my car.
Awesome. Turning you.
Now that being said, there's no, we don't have to talk if you don't feel like talking, or if you have to do homework or whatever, that's all fine. It's not like I'm gonna interview you or something like that.
Okay,
No.
just whatever comes up, comes up.
Yeah. I just like to publish my rides, and like if you have private conversations on the phone, I'll cut those out, or if there's silences, especially with a long ride, I have to edit those.
Right.
Because I'm not gonna, I did that in the past, I would just publish the whole ride,
Wow.
but people don't really find that interesting. It's a little too long for most, I guess,
Yeah.
especially on YouTube. I mean, unless I'm like interviewing the Queen or so, maybe
Right.
people would watch that, but then you never know.
You never know, yeah.
Plus also what the internet thinks is interesting and what I think is interesting is often also different. Because sometimes I have like people in the car and I go like, wow, this is so interesting, like
Yeah.
fantastic, like the stories that they have to tell, right? And then that video does not connect with people, like, and the other way around, that I think, oh, that's blasé, that's sort of boring, become the most popular videos. It is just weird how that works.
Wow.
So I'm not like judging, I'm just doing it for myself, and this is sort of like a hobby. But you recognize that was a GoPro, so have you like been playing with GoPros?
I used to have one.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, what did you do with it?
For the beach, like underwater to see what's there.
Nice. You used it underwater?
What was that?
You used it also underwater?
Yeah.
Like snorkeling or something?
No, not like snorkeling, but just for fun.
Just for
to
fun?
see what it could do and what was under the water.
But you didn't have a YouTube, you didn't publish it?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
It was more for like memories and the family.
And there is water in the door if you're thirsty.
Thank you.
And because it's a long ride, let me know if you want it warmer or cooler in the car.
Okay, thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
right now the weather is a little cold, but in here
You
it's
want it a little
perfect.
warmer? No, that's
Right
perfect.
now it's perfect. Yeah, thank you. Because I have the big sweater on, so it's pretty nice. Thank you.
Okay. But you said it was sort of cool, no?
Outside,
Oh, outside, but in the car?
it's fine.
It's fine? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just leave it like that. So can I ask, what do you do?
Right now I am studying. Well, I'm getting certified as a personal trainer, if that makes sense.
Personal trainer of what?
For fitness.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Personal trainer. So, how does that work? You train one-on-one?
Yeah, you can also do it like you usually start at the gym,
Mm-hmm.
so you can get to know people, get clients there, and then eventually, if you do really good, you can start doing online, if your clients start to grow.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the goal, to really move into the online, because that's nowadays what everybody really is at. Everything
So-
online.
So you mean like as a personal fitness trainer
Mhm.
online, your goal is to give classes online?
Yes.
Okay, because when you said personal, I thought you're just training specific people to get in shape.
Right, that makes sense.
But or are you training classes of people? So I'm confused with that personal trainer. Why are you not just a fitness trainer, but you're a personal fitness trainer? What's the difference?
So it's one by one. That's the
It is.
personal. It's personalized. Like, it's not a group where everybody has the same. I'm into nutrition too.
Uh-huh.
I'm certified in holistic nutrition, so the goal is to help the client get a personalized diet and a personalized workout
Oh,
for
wow.
whatever their goals are. Could be for health, or it could be just to be more athletic.
But so I suppose then that your services is mostly for wealthy people,
No.
Like- because I've never heard of that. Like normal people, like an Uber driver, would hire a personal trainer and a personal nutritionist to improve my life, unless it's a medical emergency, right? Or if it's a medical, oh, this is not an exit mark, jeez. If it is like, can it also be medical, like that the doctor prescribes you?
So yeah, I can train if a doctor is involved, but I cannot give any like dietary, fully. It's up to the doctor to tell you what not and what to eat when
Okay.
it comes to more, complex diseases.
Okay.
But my goal is to be able to help everybody. I'm not trying to. My mom and actually everybody close to me tells me like, oh, go for the wealthy people, and I'm like, I mean, I get it, right? You can just have maybe like 3 clients and they can pay you high, but at the same time, my goal is to help anybody. Like, for example, I wish I had somebody that helped me when I needed it and I could afford it, but I had to do a lot of trial and error, and I would love to just help, because and eventually the money will come, I think.
Yeah.
So it's really important, because that's what keeps us healthy, to keep living, give our best, like with good energy, with a good mindset.
It's really like a personal coach.
Right, yeah.
It's very all around
Yeah.
what you're doing.
Yeah, it really helped me mentally, because I used to deal with anxiety, and I had like, I used to have addiction to some sort of drugs, right? So
You did?
thankfully, yeah.
Personally, okay.
And it was rough, and thankfully I found the gym and like working out and like eating healthy, and it completely changed my mind to take care of myself in a more natural way.
Wow. So you were actually addicted to certain drugs. Can you tell me which ones, or?
Not like
Doesn't matter.
painkillers,
Okay.
what they prescribe you sometimes, and you think it'll make you feel better because you're numb, but you're not really resolving anything.
You're not solving exactly. Yeah.
I had to learn the bad way.
Well, that's really the problem of the current doctor or the medical field, is that they're trying to fight symptoms but not looking at causes. But I also feel like that's still something we have to do ourselves. We get sick and we have to look at, okay, why did I get sick? What's the cause of this? Doctors often don't help you with that.
No, they don't.
But then I've heard of this, but I've never really sort of met someone that actually got addicted to painkillers. But I hear it's a big problem in the US.
Yeah, it is.
So for how long were you on the painkillers?
For like 2 years.
Oh, 2 years.
Yeah.
That's quite a while.
Yeah.
Well, and did you try stopping in between, or how?
No, I mean, I had to stop because my life was really bad. I mean, I couldn't keep a job. I had no good relationship with my mother. Like, I was like a bad kid, you know, just like getting in trouble. And with those things, all you want to do is just get high, you know. So it's really dangerous. I would never ever let anybody, not even like one day, you know. It's not worth it.
So these drugs, they gave you these adverse effects, well, they also made you feel high, they made you feel so good.
Yeah, they just make you feel like you are powerful, you know? If you don't have the confidence in yourself, which I was really like sad for some reason. So I was looking for the happiness outside, and I couldn't really believe in myself. So yeah, the gym really motivated me, and like focusing in my nutrition really just changed my life. Like, yeah, it's really, now I want to share that, you know, and hopefully I get to help people that are probably going through the same thing.
I think thousands, if not millions of people go through those kind of situations where sport is the solution. I mean, in your case it was drugs, but it can be all sorts of sad moments in life where I'm not a psychologist whatsoever, but I've been through a few moments myself, and sports keeps me going, you know. And because sports, first of all, you get a healthy body, and then the healthy mind follows as well. But just doing sports is such an accomplishment, it's such a, because it's not always fun, and so it is rewarding when you do it. You can tell yourself, yes, I did it today. You know, and then you start seeing results eventually, and it's something you have to keep doing. You have to keep it up, because the moment you stop, it starts degrading again, the body, right? It's something you have to keep up, but it makes you feel so good. It's such a natural boost of psychologically and physically, right?
Yeah, it's amazing.
And you went through that as well, and then even became a personal trainer out of that. You have such a nice, such a good, you say that, motivation, you know. Yeah, and then yeah, the money will come by itself.
Yeah, I believe that you have to, like, people, I mean, I used to think like that too. I used to think like, what can make me money? Let's think of ways to make money, which is great too. But I want to be able to think like, what can I provide to the community? You know, because at the end of the day, if you think about it, that's what every single job is, helping others, or
not really sacrifices. They're like building blocks of your life, I think.
Yeah, there's different, like willing to, give up or, yeah, life is pretty, it's not easy,
It's like-
but I feel like that's what makes it exciting, because if everything was easy, I feel like we had no purpose to get up in the morning, or like, I have to do this, or no.
Yeah, for sure. I stopped drinking a while ago, and you could say that's a sacrifice not to drink, but it's the opposite. It's really the opposite. It makes me feel so good, and also the fact that I did it, that I stopped drinking, just makes me feel proud of myself. So it's not a sacrifice at all. It's like an accomplishment. Now, from the point of view of a drinker, you could say that's a sacrifice because you're not drinking,
Yeah.
right? From the mindset of the drinker, it's a sacrifice. But what comes after, when you do that, when you stop it, you get a healthier mindset, and then it's a plus.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
That's crazy.
Wow.
What made
That's,
you want to stop?
Sorry?
What made you want to stop drinking? Like, what was like?
I was aware that I was just drinking too much. There was a while in my life where I would drink every night. Not drunk, but always tipsy, and just I had some aggression to it, being rude to people or short-tempered, things like that. And you see in the mirror that it affects you, that it's not healthy. And
Yeah.
my wife would, of course, sometimes complain, and you smell, you start sweating a lot, things like that. So I knew at a certain moment that I wanted to get rid of that, and I managed to go to weekend only drinking. But still, then I would drink pretty good in the weekends. And then one day I moved from Haiti to the US about 2.5 years ago.
Wow.
And I used that as a moment because my life around me was changing a lot. I thought, well, you know what, I'm just gonna not buy anything. Don't buy any whiskey, don't buy any beer. Just, I can have a beer when I go out to eat or so, but let's just not buy anything for in the house. And that worked, and that was easy. It was so easy. But it was easy because I was moving. And what I learned is that when you move like a big step like that in life, it makes it easy to make other changes in your life as well.
Right. You're starting fresh.
You're starting fresh. You're going to have new habits anyway in the new place. Where you shop and where you buy stuff and where you have to go in life, and the rhythm is different in the new place, the people around you, and that is such a good moment to make changes in your life. And it was really easy. I didn't miss it. I didn't think of it. And a lot of the drinking, but I bet also other forms of addiction, they're very strongly related to your habits. So you have a certain habit to come home a certain time, to pass that store always, where they have your favorite drink always, and it's such a habit just to go in there and buy it. Or you have a habit. So this drinking was very much part of just how my life evolved. Of course, you grow into these things. A habit isn't suddenly there, and it's difficult to change habits. It's not always easy.
Yeah.
It takes an effort.
Oh yeah. You have to be really self-aware.
Yeah. problems are not you.
Yeah.
Huh.
They're temporary, you know, they come and go. Sometimes, like, I mean, when you feel some type of way and then you change your mind, does that ever happen to you?
Sure.
And you're like, oh wow, like, I guess I don't feel like this anymore. When you have, like, self-doubts,
Mm.
they're not real, you know, like, they're just, for some reason, it's just like,
It's a mindset.
yeah. See, there's always, like, a better perspective at things.
Yeah.
Not everything you think you need to believe, I think. And that's very important to know.
Where did you learn that from? Did you study or read books or?
Yeah, I read books like about the mindset. I don't know if you've heard about Dr. Joe Dispenza. Yeah, he's like a scientific author. He's like really knowledgeable about, like, well, if you believe in the universe and all these things, and you know, he talks about all that, which is pretty
Okay.
yeah. Like, everything is energy, and we're energy, and like, have you heard about the law of attraction, for example? Kind of.
Yes, kind of. Very vague.
It's like
The
what we
law.
think is what we attract, type of thing. It makes a lot of sense. Like with the habits, for example, once you start behaving like it, you start attracting more of it, and it's easier
Yeah.
to be. So yeah, I love, like, just finding about just how our brain works. That's really what helped me out a lot. Psychology, you know, just things like that. Where are you from?
I'm from the Netherlands.
Oh, I've been there.
Have you?
Yes, like,
Which parts?
I went to Amsterdam.
Amsterdam.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
Did you like it? Yeah,
Yes,
you had a good
I
time.
wanna go back so bad. I went in April 30th. I think that's
This year? Last year?
no, like 4 years ago.
Okay.
But I went on the day of the King and the Queen or something.
Day of the Queen. Okay.
Yeah, so I saw, like, the whole party that was going on.
Oh, that's a
like,
crazy party in Amsterdam.
yes.
It's now called King's Day because we have a king instead of a queen.
Oh.
And oh man, that is the biggest party in the Netherlands, and especially in Amsterdam. Is when everybody goes to Amsterdam. Streets are filled and
Oh my
everybody in
God,
orange and
yes.
drinking and crazy, and but
They
it's
just have parties in the streets. I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
You don't see this often anywhere. And then the people are so nice too.
They are.
They're
Yeah.
so open up, and like, yeah, it was really cool.
yeah, Amsterdam is a special place, I'd say.
Oh yeah, I mean,
It's a
it's
lot of-
like where all the drugs are legal. Well, you know, like psychedelics and stuff.
Did you go on a canal ride?
Yes.
You did?
Yes.
Nice,
super
eh?
fun. I love the food. Oh my god, still good.
Oh, but that's just because that's not Dutch food though. The Dutch are good in international food. So we have like Indonesian and Indian, and we have German and French, and we have like Turkish and Chinese, and so. But it's all from elsewhere. It's not Dutch food that is so great because there's no Dutch cuisine. You know, but there is a lot of good food. Yeah, for sure.
Yes, I remember this, like, it was like maybe like a croquette. I don't know how to say it, but it's like fried, and then when you bite into it, it's like
Oh,
a creamy, like savory.
the croquette.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was saying in English, but I don't know how they're called over there.
In
but-
Dutch, we call them croquette.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
It's like, yeah.
So good.
We are famous with that actually.
Yeah.
The snack bar food we call it.
Yeah.
Frikandel. Do you remember the frikandel? No.
Sounds familiar.
Sounds familiar. Did you try raw fish?
Yes, I was just gonna say that.
You did.
Yeah,
Wow, good for you.
It's really strong.
Yes.
Sure, I had it with onion.
Yeah, with onions, yeah.
And it was, I love it. I'm from Mexico,
Wow.
and
You're Mexican?
yeah, from
Okay.
where I'm from, it's also like beach and stuff. So
Okay.
I was raised with a lot of seafood and like oysters and like really.
That's raw. Yeah.
So for me, that fish was like, ooh, this is my type of food.
Most Americans or most people will just not try that dish because it's raw herring.
Yeah.
It's raw fish, and it's very salty. It's very greasy. And now with onions, yeah, you eat it raw with onions, and but it's super healthy, and I love it. It's super yummy. But yeah, if you like oysters, you'll probably like herring. That is because oysters are raw and salty.
Yeah, and they have a weird texture too.
Yeah, they're a little
I love them.
gooey.
Yeah.
Oh, you're Mexican, so when did you arrive in the US, or were you born here? No, you're born in Mexico.
Yeah. I'm born and raised in Mexico. I moved here 8 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. Miami is the only city.
How many years ago?
8.
8 years ago. Okay.
And Miami, since I live in Miami, it's the only city I've ever lived in the US.
Okay.
So I need to explore more. I would like, yeah.
Can I guess you are 27?
20.
6?
Oh my god, no. I'm 22.
22?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Wow, I look that older.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Hey, this is just one opinion out of millions, so
Yeah.
somebody else may say you're 18. Don't take it personal.
No.
But
that's
also
not.
because of the things, the way you talk, and
Yeah,
the
that's what
way you look at life, and your ambitions, I thought that cannot be a young 20-year. That must be a little late 20-year.
Yeah.
So that is why I came up with.
I was raised by a single mom, and she was always working. So I guess that's what made me kind of independent. And
Yeah.
To grow up a little quicker. Right now, I feel like I have to take care of her. Like that's my goal. Like she has worked.
Is
so
she still
much.
in Mexico?
No, she's in Miami.
Okay.
Yeah. Me and her came here together.
Are you gonna go see her now?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
And she's getting older, or?
Doesn't feel like it, you know? She doesn't age.
Moms never
She's
do.
still the same, but she's 50. And she's like, oh my god, I'm 50.
She's 50?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, she's not old.
Right? I mean, I think she's still pretty young. But, you know, for her, especially for women, I don't know, apparently when they hit their 50s, they start panicking.
And you're already thinking of taking care of your mom?
Yeah.
I mean, that's when she's in her 70s or 80s.
I mean, no, I know. Not like take care of her like that. I mean, like, I don't want her to. She works a lot, and she doesn't want to date. And she literally works from like 7 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Oh,
So,
really? Wow.
Yeah, she's a workaholic. Like,
I'm telling you. She is a single mom, right? You
Yeah.
said. Wow.
so you know what I mean? Like, I just want to take off the work stress of her and like spoil her, like, you know.
Yeah. Go out with her,
Yeah.
go shopping, or
Yeah.
do girl stuff. What do? You go shopping?
Well,
Or just
she likes shopping a lot. Yeah. I'm not that much of a impulsive buyer or anything. Thankfully, I'm the one that I like to save. You know, because you work hard for your money. You have to be smart where it goes.
That's amen. That's a good point. You have to be smart where it goes.
You can definitely, you know, treat yourself once in a while. There's nothing wrong with that. But I know friends that they get paid and they're like, what am I gonna buy now? Like, let's go shopping. I'm like,
answer is window shopping. Go window
Oh
shopping.
yeah, I
You
like
know,
that.
go look at things. That's fine,
Yeah.
but don't buy anything.
Yeah, I know how to control myself. My mom cannot window shop. She gets teased. She'll go in and she has to.
But why does your mom have to work so hard from 7 to 9? That is just, it's 14 hours a day. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Is she making so little money maybe, or she has such high bills, or?
I guess that as well, but she only speaks Spanish, and unfortunately, it's a little harder for her to find something that pays good enough.
Uh-huh.
And only knowing one language, you know. In Miami, it's necessary to speak Spanish, but it's necessary to speak English, you know. You're gonna find less opportunity.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, you know, just speaking one language.
Yeah, Spanish is the number one language in Miami, but it's definitely helpful if you speak English.
Yeah, if you want to get more money. And
Yeah, what kind of work does your mom do?
She's manager in a call center,
Oh, okay.
like for telemarketing.
Is that from home, or she's?
Yeah,
That is from home.
yeah. She
Okay.
started at the office, but then during COVID, you know,
Yeah.
she moved to home and it stayed like that. So that's the good thing, you know. She's at home and not having to be outside for so many hours.
Well, you guys are not too far away from each other. I mean, it's a 2-hour drive.
Yeah, it's not
It's
bad.
doable.
Could be worse.
Yeah.
You know,
But you don't have a car?
I used to, and long story short, like it left me on the street. Like it stopped working.
Okay.
Yeah, it was my first car. I'm gonna tell you the story because I
Okay.
think it's funny. It's funny, but at the same time, it's sad. I saved up for my first car, like all in cash, and then I went to this dealership in Hollywood, Florida. Have you been there?
Uh-huh.
Super like sketchy area.
Uh-huh.
It was a Mini Cooper. I was obsessed with it. It looked awesome. So I pay all cash for it. And then it gives me like, it starts to give me a bunch of issues.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? I know nothing about cars. The car was like blowing white smoke. Apparently that's terrible for your car. It wouldn't turn on the first time. I had to like enter the key twice. So yeah, they pretty much scammed me. Like I took it to Bremen Mini Cooper dealership, like a mechanic that
Uh-huh.
you know specializes for that, and they told me like to fix it completely, it's gonna be like $5,000. I'm like, I just bought this. What do you mean? They're like, you have to fix the full engine. The turbo doesn't work. This is that. Plus the hours I have to pay the workers.
Yeah.
And I fixed half of it. You know, invested it on it a little. It left me on the street like 3 times.
Oh.
Invested like another, you know, 500 on it, and it just kept giving me issues and issues. Yeah. The lesson was. Yeah.
Well, I call that a Monday morning model, or a Monday morning production. Some cars just have that, or they have maybe been badly treated by the former owner. But yeah, you bought the car at the wrong place, I guess.
I did, and like when I would call them, they would hang up on me, and like
Oh, really?
they were really rude. So I left a really bad review.
Oh, that's good.
Because they deserve it. I was like, I can't believe there's people that are gonna sell you messed up cars. They're
Right.
just really taking your money without caring. So
They didn't give you any warranty when you bought the car?
no,
No.
It
That's
was-
usually with second-hand cars is what I look for is do they give a warranty on a car, even if it's just for 3 months, you know? Because the fact that they give a warranty means that they trust the car. It means that they check the car and know that it should be okay. Then you can still be unlucky and have a car with problems, but then you're unlucky. A dealer that does not give any warranties, and then you have to know cars before you buy one. And it's a typical yeah, but you know, dealers that give 3-month warranties, they're always more expensive, right?
Yeah.
So it's but Uber is not, or this is done Lyft, but that's not cheap either,
No.
because this eventually will
Add up. Yeah.
well, I mean, you know, especially if you go to Miami and back every weekend or every other weekend, I mean, you can get a car for that kind of money. You never thought about financing a car?
So that's the goal. I actually ended up selling
The Cooper.
Mini Cooper
Uh-huh.
like, and stuff for $3,000.
Okay.
I was like, wow, that was unexpected because it was literally done. But
Mm-hmm.
I guess the guy knew how to fix it for the cheap or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but right now I'm trying to maybe put that as a down payment
Yeah.
and finance it.
Oh, they'll be happy with 3K. Any, yeah. You could also go, you could buy a new car. Then you're looking at something like $350 per month. That's a possibility. Or you could go to a used dealer, like maybe CarMax. I would maybe do. They have reliable cars usually because they give a warranty. The cars are a little bit more expensive, but they have all second-hand cars. And yeah, then you're looking maybe at 200 per month or so, or 250 per month.
That would be awesome. I just don't have really the best credit.
No, yeah, that can be an issue. Maybe you can
Yeah.
use your mom as a co-signer.
Yeah.
It takes time to build these things, you know, to get good credit, and yeah, you should definitely learn the hard way.
Yeah. I didn't know how important it is here.
To have good credit.
Yeah.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Like in my country, what they do is they look at your income. They want to know what kind of income do you have, and what are your burdens? How much debt do you already have? And then they look at that, and based on your income and that, they give you a loan or they don't.
Right.
But here you have to build credit. It's just, yeah, it's a different system. I guess in the end it's the same thing, sort of.
Yeah.
But it's still a little strange to me because you get good credit by getting credit and not using it. So you get a bunch of credit cards,
Yeah.
don't use them. That's the trick. So
Yeah.
by not using your credit cards, you get good credit. And then, yeah, I guess it's also based on your income. What
Yeah.
kind of credit cards you can get.
Yeah, I mean, I thought financing the car can also build my credit up if I end up paying it on time, right? And stuff. So,
Actually, getting a car loan is good for your credit. So also, like if you have a small personal loan, it's good for your credit. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to live a life without a car, especially in Florida, especially in Naples or in Bonita where we were. But
yeah.
yeah, everything is based on mobility. You know.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I mean, in in Amsterdam, you grab a bicycle, right? Everybody's on a bike over there, but not here.
In Miami, rarely. Right now, it's so saturated. I feel like the traffic, everything. People drive like I don't know how they get their license. To be honest, I'm like,
Oh, the way people drive, yeah.
They're just not aware. Like you have to be aware of
On their phones.
Yes. Sometimes I look at them like, what are you doing? And they're
Right.
like looking down or I don't know, thinking of I like Fort Myers a lot. It's pretty calm and it's still pretty nice. You know, you have places to go. Not as many as Miami, of course. But,
Right.
you know, food restaurants, malls. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, but do you have more family in Miami or not?
No, just my mom and me.
Zie je wel.
Yeah,
Sounds to me she should move closer to you, to Fort Myers or so.
yeah,
No?
that would be nice.
Or are you gonna move back to Miami?
No, I don't think so.
You prefer not to?
Yeah. I just feel like I've been there for such a long time too. Like I haven't moved there in 8 years.
Oh, okay.
And I haven't really found a lot of friends or anything. So the people are not really like the nicest. Like you said, changing your environment. Like when you move, you learn more about yourself, you create new habits. So I feel like exploring and moving is actually healthy. So you were in Haiti before here?
Oh, you have a sharp memory. Yeah, I'm married to a Haitian lady.
Oh.
She's the love of my life, and I fell in love about 23 years ago. No, that's not true. 21 years ago. 20 years ago. No. Anyway, and we met in Haiti because of my work. I was there for work. I had to. And we met in the office, and I looked a little too deep in her brown eyes, and that was that. Yeah, I fell in love. And then we kept in touch for a few years, got to know each other a little bit better, and then finally I proposed, and luckily she said yes. And then first we moved to Mexico. We lived in Mexico in Cuernavaca, also for my work. Actually, what happened is we moved after Cuernavaca. We moved to Haiti, but then the earthquake happened in 2010. So I was in that. We survived that, and then we left. We lived in my country for 2 years, the Netherlands. But that was too cold for her, and then my job wanted me back in Mexico. We went back to Mexico again.
Wow.
Yeah, and then finally we left again for Haiti, and then we lived 6 years in Haiti. But then finally Haiti became just too dangerous for a white guy and his family to live there. It's just there's so much kidnappings happening over there that it's just not safe. You don't dare sending your kids to school anymore, just being afraid that they get kidnapped. And so we had to leave. And then we came here because my oldest two kids, which are 24 and 22, they are studying here in the US.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's
And so we thought, well, you know, maybe it's good to be in the US while they are in college. And then we still have a 17-year-old living with us at home. Yeah. Oh, but I love Mexico, especially Mexican food.
Oh, yeah.
Tacos, gorditas, burritos, sopes,
Everything.
the whole
videos
charade.
of it.
Yeah,
I love it.
yeah, with jalapenos. Yum yum. And there's actually quite a few Mexican restaurants that are really authentic because they have like a Mexican family in the kitchen, you know. And then if you look closely, you see not a lot of Americans eating there, but a lot of Mexicans eating there. Then you know, oh, that must be like authentic. And it's usually a little bit more spicy.
Yeah. You mean here in the U.S.?
Uh-huh.
You have to tell me the places. I barely find any good.
You didn't find any good Mexican restaurants? No? Well, Fort Myers, come on, gotta be Fort Myers some.
I mean, Fort Myers, there's one actually near by where I stay. It's
Okay.
called Dos Sabores.
Uh-huh.
It's really good. It's pretty decent, to be honest. But
Yeah, every restaurant's a little bit different.
yeah, they have
Yes.
their own seasoning.
It does, and how they cook things, and how long do they do the meat, and how do they do it, and yeah. Because my favorite, I think, Mexican food is an alambre. But some restaurants make it great, and some others they just mess it up. Just their alambre is just not for me. Yeah.
Wow, that's so cool. I had no idea. You travel so much, though.
Oh, that's just the tip of the iceberg. I travel.
Like, I feel like
lot.
the time zones and everything are so different from another.
Well, the thing was that I've been addicted also to marijuana. A long time ago in my life, I was in my 20s. I got married, first wife, and she left me after 7 months of marriage. And that got me into a depression, smoking pot so much, because it was like for me the only way to be happy.
Right.
And I got out of it a couple of years, but then I fell back into it again, and I had just so had it with that being such a big part of my life that what I did is I volunteered for an organization to work in Central America, and I did away with all my stuff. I gave everything away, everything that I had, except one backpack of clothes and my laptop. And that changed my life. Changed my life. I left the Netherlands. I went to El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and all those places, working for this organization that has orphanages, and they needed an IT person to run their websites and databases and stuff in the orphanages, and that's what I did. And as a volunteer, that was so liberating because, I mean, they paid for my food and they paid for my bed, so to speak. You know, they gave me a place to sleep.
That's super nice.
But just a small allowance, like I would get like $200 a month. And I did that for 3 years, and that changed my life. Yeah.
Wow.
Because and that made me quit smoking. You know.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, you.
But also the experience of giving everything away, that was just an eye opener for me. Because I was living in my own home, so to speak, and you gather all this stuff, you know, and you get sort of trapped in that life where you have to work to pay the bills and to buy more stuff, and it's a sort of a spiral where you always have to work harder and more to pay for more bills and to buy more stuff. And by giving everything away and going to work as a volunteer for an organization, just only having a backpack of clothes and my laptop just made me, it was such a relief. Everything was, all the responsibilities and all the pressure of having to pay your bills and, you know, having to live your life in a certain way, that was just gone. And it made me such a free person, I think.
Wow.
Made me focus more on who I am and what I wanted to do in life. And
That's
and-
really cool.
yeah, that was really like good for me. Yeah.
You like detach from everything.
Yeah. And it's really true. You're born naked, and we go naked. You cannot, anything you gather here in this world, you cannot take it with you.
Yeah.
And once you understand that, you start to see also the difference between the spiritual and the things that are made by humans. So the spiritual is nature, because it's part of your being. You cannot exist without that tree, right? The tree gives you oxygen, and you give CO2 to the tree. So the tree is part of your being. So everything natural, everything in nature is part of you. And that is you. But that is the spiritual part. That is what is real. Now what people do, what people make, is not real. And so that is, for example, the car, roads, signs, traffic lights, all the stuff, TV, a GoPro, all of that is not real. It doesn't matter. It has no significance. The moment you are living a life where it has significance to you to have a car, you don't understand something. Where you're putting a stress on yourself that isn't real, that isn't part of you. You don't need to give any attention to a car in your life, right? Not saying that you shouldn't buy a car, because yes, a car is a handy thing, but don't get obsessed by that you have to have that certain type of car, for example. Maybe that is actually what happened to you. You were obsessed with the Mini Cooper and that didn't work for you.
Yeah.
Well, that's maybe also life telling you that don't be obsessed about exactly. Right? And I learned that by giving everything away. Because I just forced myself, because the thing was, like, I was still addicted to marijuana. I knew that I wanted to volunteer for this organization, and I knew that I could not smoke pot in these countries, because you do not want to go to jail in Nicaragua, okay? You do not want to go to jail in Mexico, right? So I knew that once I started working in Central America, that was the end of my marijuana adventure, and that was my goal. Now I have all this stuff, and I guess that the trick for me was that I didn't make an end date. So I said, okay, I'm going to start doing this, but I will see how long I do it. I didn't say, like, I'm going to do this for 1 year, I'm going to do this for 2 years. Because then you can pack everything, put it in a storage facility, and come back to it. But I didn't want that. So I left the end date open. And so what do I do with my stuff? Well, you can only give it away or sell it. And selling it costs way too much time. It takes months, if not years, to sell your stuff, and it was just too much. And so I just gave everything away. And then once you do that, it's fantastic. It feels so it's so freeing to give your stuff away.
That takes a lot of courage, because just to keep a book bag and your laptop, I'll be like, where do I go? Like, now what do I do? Like,
It felt great.
you left alone too, right? Like,
I was alone, yeah, at that moment, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, in a relationship it's difficult to do something like that, I suppose.
For sure. Yeah.
Unless you do it together. I know somebody who's doing it together with his spouse, but giving everything away. Now granted, it does have some like, I wouldn't want to say negative, but like, one of the effects is that you're not building wealth in your life like that. And sometimes I miss that, to have wealth. But I also learned that is all relative. There's always somebody who's more rich than I am, and I'm the richest guy of a lot of other people. You know, so yeah. But yeah, it does take some courage. I agree. You take a plunge in the unknown. But life always provides, you know. It always provides. It'll take care of you.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Actually, that is. Yeah, also something we learn on our way, that you don't have to first eat your belly full and then go do what you want to do. No, just go do what you want to do and trust that the food will be along the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm learning to do that. I'm on that stage. I always want to control or want to know everything, you know, like what's gonna happen. And now I've realized that trusting the timing, you know, the timing is perfect. Like everything comes to you when the time is right. Too.
Oh.
Like, that's also right, like how you say, just do it, but at the same time, yeah, I feel like right now we're in like an era where everything is quicker, you know. We have everything like right away, so
Right.
also just trying to rush when we can be patient, and things take longer sometimes than we expect. Like, yeah.
So true. The other day I had a passenger in the car, and she said, everything in life happens for you. It doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. So the experiences that we have in our lives, even though sometimes we have given a negative meaning, like, oh shit, like my car broke down, it's all, why does this happen to me? No, it happened for me. When you learn the lesson out of it. As soon as you learn the lesson out of it, it won't happen again, and then it becomes a positive thing because you learn something out of it.
There's always a lesson.
Yeah, and if you, for example, would want to go online with your teachings, yeah, go online. Maybe dig up your old GoPro. Not yet?
It's like I get nervous at the same time. Like I'm really excited to help others, but at the same time it's like, wow, you're just scared, you know. It's like it's like getting out of your comfort zone, and like you want to make a connection with whoever you're trying to help, so they don't think you are like a know-it-all or oh, I know everything. But yeah.
Well, I told myself that this is what I'm doing here on YouTube also, like I told myself I'm just gonna just do it for a year and not care about the results for a year, just see what comes out of it. That was one. And then the other one is that there's always going to be people that don't like what I'm doing, tons of them, but there's also going to be a few people that do like what I'm doing, and I'm doing it for them, you know. So even if there's just a few people who enjoy these videos, that's the goal. That's the goal. And all the haters and naysayers and all of those people, okay, that's fine too, you know, but they're not going to be my friends, and that's fine, you know. And honestly, YouTube is it's sort of like, yeah, you put a mirror in your own face as well, because I, like, at night I have to edit these videos, cut out the quiet moments, though this video I don't have to edit a lot. But you have to edit these videos and stuff, and you hear yourself talk, and I go like, oh, Mark, she was trying to say this and that, you missed that, and pay more attention to that, and don't talk so much yourself. Here I am talking anyway. I'm learning a lot about myself doing this, you know, and slowly I'm eventually getting better at what I envision in the future, how I want to be doing these videos. And so it's I guess it's a little confronting, but it's, yeah.
I think that's good to always want to improve. Like, you have to know the bad things about you too, you know, so you can change them.
Yeah. I mean,
Really cool.
like in your case, you have to study a lot about food, about nutrition. You have to study, I would say, a lot of psychology as well.
Yeah.
You know, and then as you get better at those subjects, your videos get better too, right?
Yeah. That's true.
And yeah, you gotta start somewhere. But you're still so young that imagine if you start in one of these years or one of these days, you're gonna be fantastic. When you're 35, you're gonna be master of the world.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
I hope.
Amen.
I really hope.
So be it. And in the end, it's just fun to do. Believe me. The first year, you're not gonna make any money. It takes 1,000 subscribers, and I think if you have 1,000 subscribers, you make $50 per month or so, I believe. So that's nothing, right? And I have 36 now, so and I've already been doing this for a month almost.
Wow.
So it's not growing fast. I could be years before I reach 1,000 subscribers. But it's just fun to do it,
Yeah.
you know?
I feel it.
It's fun to do it, and
Yeah, that's fun. Like, I like editing the videos and the whole process of it. It's really
yeah.
Yeah, I love YouTube too. I watch a lot of things and learn a lot too there. You can find anything.
Yeah, what you also can do is, I did that in the beginning. I would like make some videos and don't put them public. I would just put them private and share them with some people and get input from some people, like my wife, people that love me, you know. So it's usually tinted in a positive direction, in a positive way. Gave me some advice, and then went from there.
That's
You know?
good too.
Yeah, take small steps.
Yeah, I realized recently that you have to do it. Like, for example, posting the videos, that probably gave you more ideas, or like,
Oh, yeah.
you know, like it just made you probably see that. Oh,
For
this is
you,
how it looks.
what I would do is I would make a combination of nutrition and the sports. I've never seen that before. There's or nutrition channels, or there is
That's true.
health, the exercise channels.
Yeah.
But I've never seen a channel that combines the two. Because it's actually important, what do you eat before you do yoga or before you do an exercise?
Yeah, it's very
Right, it's a lot of stuff that you cannot eat.
Yeah.
Or what should you eat after an exercise? You could put that in one video, some nutrition and some exercise. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Yeah, it's really cool how you can monetize anything now, like those videos, for example, if they end up getting views.
works. But it's also a lot of work, and like what I should be doing, I should be also like promoting it on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, and no, it's just too much work. Too much work, and I'm not a social media guy at all. But I like doing these videos. So
I mean, you said you have 36 and you don't even promote them?
sorry.
You have 36 subscribers? Or what was that?
Subscribers.
Right, and then you say you don't promote it?
No, I don't promote it. I just upload it to YouTube, and then YouTube offers it to it's public, and then some people click on it and see it. And in the beginning, I had 3 subscribers for the first 2 weeks, and then lately it's sort of starting to I get now 1 new subscriber per day or so, or 2, which is great.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, because if you're not even promoting it, I wonder really how they find it, or
Yeah, through YouTube.
yeah, like that's really cool.
So somebody searches for something, and then if those keywords are in the description, like what I will do is I will publish this video and make a few short comments about you, like I don't know what, but I could maybe say something about the Mini Cooper or so in a video description. So then if somebody looks for Mini Cooper, maybe my video is offered, and then it will say driving Anna, because my channel is called Driving You. So your video is going to be called Driving Anna. Now, and if then the description has the word Mini Cooper in it, now let's say there's somebody, looks for Mini Cooper or for BMW or whatever, then maybe my video pops up, and if they like the photo, they may click on it, right? And then
That's cool.
that's how that works. Yeah. So, but it takes time for YouTube to understand my type of videos and what kind of people like my videos. And they say even that can take as long as 10 months before YouTube makes a good connection between between what I'm offering and people that like my videos.
Like your kind of viewer.
Exactly, the kind of viewer, yeah. Because I don't think that young people will like my videos. It's more the older people. And people that are relaxed, that just want to sit and just want to watch a conversation.
Right.
Rather than nowadays it's all like fast-paced videos.
Oh, yeah.
1-minute clips, and it has to be funny or awful or gross, or it has to be a strong emotion. My clips are not like that at all, right? This is just relaxed conversation.
Yeah, there's an audience for everything. You'll be surprised. So
I hope so.
yeah,
But I think so, right? Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's interesting too. I would like these type of channels because it's like genuine, real content. Like you're just
Sure.
getting to know somebody else and how they think.
Right.
It's like, wow, see just another perspective of life in general.
Exactly.
It's pretty cool.
Actually, what amazes me is how different each person's story is. Like your life experiences are different than somebody else's are different. Nobody has the same life experiences, right? More or less.
Right.
But that's it's just super interesting to meet people and to see how they are doing things. And like your story about the painkillers, that you were addicted, that you got off of it thanks to the gym. And that is such a good thing for people to learn that are currently addicted to painkillers. hey, maybe I should go more to the gym, see if that works for me, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's motivational for sure. Hey, by the way, so you said you were studying something, right? I forgot.
Well, I'm getting certified as.
You're getting certified
Yeah.
as a personal trainer.
Yeah. For fitness personal trainer.
So what kind of school is this, or what kind of training institute?
It's online.
Okay.
Yeah, it's nothing too crazy, but pretty important. Honestly, I've learned a lot about, the human anatomy, like the organs, how important they are, like why we have them, which it's pretty cool to know because we're just able to see the outside of it, but inside it's just like, whoa, it's like a whole nother universe in there.
Right,
We have like billion cells doing everything at the second. Like they're all connected. We're always transmitting energy and
Isn't that amazing?
blah blah blah. Yeah.
It's just,
It's crazy.
but also how the human body, how everything interacts with each other, right?
Yeah.
The whole system is just so complicated, and it's such a,
Yeah.
and there's so much to know.
So much to know. Yeah. We still haven't even found out probably.
But anyway, but so then you getting certified as a personal trainer,
Yes.
and then you said you wanted to learn more about nutrition, or you did the nutrition studies before this?
I did the nutrition before.
Oh, okay.
And then the reason why I chose personal training was because, like, I'm always working out, and people come up to me and everything, like, hey, like, how do you do this? Or, oh, like, can you teach me how to do this? So, I don't know, it's just like you can hurt yourself if you're not having, like, the proper posture and all this thing. So, it was like signs for me, like, I was like, wow, like, people are asking me if I'm a trainer, like, do I look like one? Like, am I maybe supposed to be helping people? So, I don't know, I was like, if I add my nutrition to this, will be great, So,
For
I'm
sure.
exploring at this point. Try not to let fear get to my head, because that's one big obstacle sometimes, putting yourself out there and knocking doors, like,
Yeah, we all have our share of shyness.
yeah.
That's true.
I'm really shy too, but I try not to.
But if people come up to you asking for advice, definitely then, yeah, then you have an aura or a charisma of a trainer. And then once you get your certificate, what's the next step? What's your goal?
Well, the next goal is well, right now I'm creating a blog, like a website, but I'm gonna start writing like articles
Okay.
and like tips, things like that. So I wanna grow my social media more than anything, because I think that's what nowadays you have to do.
Oh yeah, it's true.
And as well as maybe a job at the gym, just so I can maybe get some of the clients there, or help get to know people, or how they do it. Yeah, just to get experience. I think I just have to go get experience.
So you're gonna try to get a job at a gym?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, it's a little nervous,
there's also like gyms that are connected to these golf courses, so they're more like private gyms. You know what I mean? So you have the big gyms that is like LA Fitness, the big fitness gyms where you pay a membership fee and then you're a member and then you can use the facility. But there's a lot of in Naples especially, but also in Bonita and in Fort Myers. There's like, what I see is there's a lot of golf courses, and a golf course has a lot of homes on it, usually for elderly people to play golf because they are retired. And then these facilities, there'll be a restaurant and a pool and a gym, and then there will be somebody working at the pool gym area, and that is usually a private trainer, or not private, but it's how do you say that, a fitness trainer. So somebody who knows fitness, somebody who can help these people also how to lift weights and the postures and all of these things. And then also usually the pool is part of that area, so that in case that they keep an eye on the pool. Yeah, those are nice jobs. I think I've driven people like that. I've had people like that in the car before. Those seem like nice jobs.
Yeah, it sounds like.
But it's mostly working with elderly people, usually.
I would like that because it's more private, like you're saying, instead of a big gym or something. It's more private, more calm.
Yeah, plus those people also have the money for personal trainers.
Yeah.
You know, because not everybody can afford a personal trainer.
Yeah. I agree.
I mean, as an Uber driver, I can afford $10 a month to go to a gym, right? Or $25 a month. I can afford a gym, but I cannot afford you to give me a 1 hour class, one-on-one, how to do a fitness class, because that's probably going to cost me $150, and you know, there's maybe I can do that once in my life, but I'm not going to do that every week.
Yeah.
It's just too expensive. But wealthy people can do that, you know.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And there's a lot of wealthy people in Naples.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I mean, no wonder. The houses are beautiful.
Huh?
The houses.
Oh yeah.
Really
Yeah.
nice houses.
The golf courses and everything. Yeah, yeah.
I'll definitely look into the golf courses. I would never thought. But it is true. It's like a little country club.
That's exactly what it is. It's a country club
Yeah.
with a golf course, and then all the homes are on the golf course. Just this morning I was driving a lady home. I did not publish her because she said no, that's fine too. But there was a second security inside a secured area. And I said to her, well, I've never seen that before, that there's a second security gate.
Yeah.
But as soon as I drove in, I knew why. I've never seen such big and beautiful homes in my life.
Wow.
Those homes were so huge. And they were so secluded somewhere. It was no wonder that she was private. No wonder she didn't want to be on TV. You know? But yeah, no, I just started drooling because of like the beauty of that place. It's amazing.
Wow. And you said in Naples too?
Yeah,
Where was
Naples,
it?
yeah.
Yeah, I went to this really nice house in Naples. Got destroyed by the hurricane, the one that happened recently.
Yeah.
So a lot of nice houses also went down. That's sad.
Well, it's especially sad for the poor, I think, because
Yeah.
they get their livelihoods wiped out. Their little homes are usually flooded and wiped out. The rich people, they usually have a second and third floor in the house, and they can move things upstairs, and they have good insurance, and then repaint everything for free, and yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Do you mind if I have a little snack?
Please.
It's just in little containers, so don't worry. Thanks. What did you have for lunch today?
Me?
Yeah.
Nothing. Water.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Are you fasting?
No, I'm not. Usually I skip lunch. I have breakfast, but I have breakfast late, like at 11 or so, noon.
Oh. Makes sense.
Yeah, usually I skip breakfast. I go running in the morning or do some cycling or whatever, and then I don't like to eat before I sport.
Same.
So first I do my sport, and then I wait till I get hungry. And it's remarkable how long it takes you in the morning before you get hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Breakfast is such a habit. But you can just wait until you get hungry, and that's usually for me then around 11 or noon.
Yeah.
Then I eat, and then I can keep going like this until 8. Just drinking water is great. Feel great. I like my chewing gum. I have my chewing gums, but the refill is over there, so I'm not gonna bother right now.
Yeah, as long as you're not hungry, I think that's fine. You know, your body needs it.
Yeah, but I'm 56. I mean, you're 22, so you're probably eating all day long. You don't gain weight if you sport, especially. But I don't have to eat much, and I gain it very quickly. It's true though, the metabolism, how do you say that? The way that the body works is so different when you get older. You just don't need so much food anymore.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
You have to be more careful with it too.
Yeah, your body gets more sensitive also to what you eat. Like I remember being your age, I would eat like 3 Big Macs from the McDonald's, like these big hamburgers, like 3 of them, and French fries and Coca-Cola, and and an hour later I would be hungry again.
Mm-hmm.
But no, not anymore.
Do you have any other siblings or?
Oh yeah, I have lots of siblings. I always lose count. Let me see, I have 9 brothers and sisters, I believe. I got I got 3, 1 real brother and 2 real sisters, like the same parents. I call them real, but the other ones are real too. And then 3 stepbrothers and 1 half brother and 1 half sister.
Oh wow.
So, yeah, I lost count.
Big family.
And but I don't see them much. I don't talk to them much. Once in a while, and that's okay. As long as I know that they're doing okay,
Yeah.
I talk to my parents a lot, which is nice.
Yeah, that's important.
But all my family is in the Netherlands, so it's sort of far away.
Oh, yeah, and the time frame too, right? Probably.
Yeah, the time difference is a little difficult. Because by the time I feel like talking, they're in bed already. And during the day, I'm at work. And then at night, I have time for them, but then they're in bed. Usually in the weekends is the best, but yeah. I'm not so good at keeping in touch with everybody.
Same. Especially if I'm long distance.
Yeah. But you meet people, and I carry everybody with a good feeling in my heart. And you think of people. Sometimes you pray for them, and that's a good thing. I guess I don't like to be confronted with all the emotions that are involved of missing people in your life, because you do miss people when they're far away.
Yeah.
And to not stir that pot, so to speak, of emotions, it's easier this way. But it fits my character, I guess. Do you have siblings? One half brother, so that is then the same mother but another...
Same dad.
Oh, the same dad, another mother. Oh yeah, of course.
I don't really talk to him either, but...
You don't talk to him?
But it's fine, yeah, because we were not really raised together.
No.
So...
He's in Mexico or here?
He's in Mexico.
In Mexico. So your dad is also in Mexico?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. So you go visit your dad sometimes? No, hardly.
I don't know much about him.
Oh, you don't know? You hardly know? Oh yeah, you said your mother raised you as a single mom.
Yeah, my dad was absent when I was a kid.
He wasn't there. No. You don't really know your dad.
No, it's weird, and my mom really never talked about it. So yeah. But since
and you're also not curious about him or so.
Yeah, for some reason. I just feel like everything happens for a reason, and life just maybe decided that it was better. I do know that they would fight a lot, so he would be like a drinker or something. So I can just get the idea, of why things ended up going south. And if it's somebody that never really cared or showed up in my life, then
I can imagine. Then you also are not very interested in him either, probably. And your mother never got remarried, apparently.
She did. And that's why we ended up moving to Miami. Because she married a guy from Holland, actually.
From the Netherlands?
Yeah.
You gotta be kidding me. Wow.
Yeah. He spoke 5 languages. One of them was Spanish.
Okay.
So that's how they got to communicate. But he lived in Miami, and I guess they really fell in love, and he was like, you guys can move in with me and everything, and we did. We left Mexico and we moved to Miami.
So where did they meet?
They met in Avon. I don't know if you know this, it's like this big beauty company. It was one of the first beauty companies ever. So it was really international, all over the world. And my mom was really good back then. She would win travels to Europe and traveled, and got to meet a lot of cool people. And that's how they ended up meeting, just traveling.
Wow.
The world. Yeah. At the same company. They both worked at the same company, and for traveling opportunities they tend to cross paths.
Wow. Did you travel with them?
No, it was work travel.
Oh, okay. I see.
I did travel with them to the Netherlands, because he's the one that actually took us there to be with his family and all this things. It was fun.
So he's your stepdad?
I mean, they got divorced already.
Alright. He's your ex-stepdad?
Yeah, he ended up being really crazy too. Yeah, so...
But you guys didn't move to the Netherlands? You stayed here in Miami?
Yeah. Thankfully, because we could have gone back to Mexico too, but we stayed here.
So that is how you got to go to the Netherlands a couple of times. You met his family?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the place where that was?
No.
No. What were those nice times? Was he a nice guy?
Honestly, I never really liked him.
You never really liked him?
No, he was just a little crazy for me. The thing is, like, they got married too quick. I felt like they didn't really know each other like that to get married and move in together. But hey, I was like, if my mom's in love and she has never been in love, then he must be a good person.
Right.
But no, he was really I don't know, I guess he would flirt a lot. He was a flirty guy.
Flirty guy? Like he would flirt with other women? Huh.
And he was really aggressive too. Like he would have like anger issues.
Anger issues?
Yeah.
Drinking also?
Yeah, he would drink a lot.
Was he abusive to your mom or you?
To my mom, yeah.
Oh, really?
I got to hear some parts too, and like this might be really crazy, but they came back from the boat, and he's used to have like a sailboat, and they will go every weekend. And they came back like angry at each other for some reason, and he was really drunk. And I just hear them like scream and stuff from the room. Like, oh my god, what's going on? And he's so drunk that he walks out with no clothes on, like completely naked. Like, I'm like, what is going on? And then my mom was like, call the police, call the police. I'm like, oh my god. So
Call the police?
yeah, I called 911 because like, I don't know, they were getting too aggressive and he was drunk, so I had to call the police, and then they took him. And
They came and they took him?
yeah.
Wow.
So
That
I
does
guess it
not
was a
really sound like
drinking
a kind person at all. I'm sorry you had to go through that. Jeez.
Yeah, it's weird. But it's what made us, me and my mom, stay here. You know, it's just weird how life works. Like, that's how we ended up in the United States. We would have never expected to leave Mexico, but honestly, moving here was truly a blessing. You know, like
Your English is perfect, by the way, for a Mexican that has only been here like for
thank you.
such a short time, 8 years. At least I would expect a strong Spanish accent, but I don't hear anything.
Oh, thank you. I think I have it, but
No, I don't hear it. But so then, about moving to Mexico, moving to the US, you're happy about that part?
yeah, I'm happy about it. I just yeah, we've grown out of it, so it doesn't even feel like it affected us in any way. You know, we fought through it, and so much respect for my mom for like not giving up and staying her ground and going through the divorce and
Yeah, there was
fighting
a
for
moment.
her rights. You know?
Exactly.
Especially as an immigrant, like it's harder. But when it comes to domestic abuse in the U.S., apparently it's really big. So they helped us a lot in that process.
So who helped you a lot in that process?
The government, like
Okay.
when you go
Yeah,
through
they
the
were-
divorce and the
sure.
lawyers, all this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there was a moment where your mom said, enough is enough,
Yeah.
now I'm leaving you.
Yeah.
Or did that happen after the police took him in?
No, sadly, she didn't understand it the first time, so yeah, another fight had to happen. Well, like a couple more had to, you know, you're just stubborn because love makes you blind sometimes.
So true. Yeah.
It can be scary.
I've heard this kind of stories before, yeah. But it's difficult once you are in an abusive relationship you also want to help the other person because you love them as well.
Yeah.
And but it can continue that way a long time sometimes, and I feel that your mom sort of cut out of it, not taking too much time.
Yeah.
No. How long was she married to him?
I mean, honestly, everything happened so fast. It was like a year
Okay.
of marriage.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, it was really intense. I guess that's why.
Intense, yeah.
Yeah, I remember when they arrested him. I was like, Mom, like, you have to let him go. You can clearly tell this is not healthy. And I never saw my mom like this, but she was like, I just love him. I love him so much. I don't know what to do.
You actually said that to your mom?
Yeah.
Good job. Good job. How old were you?
Oh my God, I was in middle school. I was in 8th grade.
Wow. And that's very confronting for your mom when your own child tells you that, Mom, you gotta get away.
Yeah, but she never listens.
Oh, but I'm sure that this helped.
You think so?
Yeah, for sure. When your
She
own
doesn't
child
tell me.
says you these things, yeah, you think about it. Maybe she didn't right away say, oh yeah, okay, you're right, let's move out now. No, it takes time.
Yeah.
But this was one of the many reasons why she left him. And it's because you told her this,
Yeah,
I'm sure.
could be.
Maybe one day when you have a good talk with your mom, you can ask her. But
Yeah, I would say one of the reasons.
of course.
Sometimes I wonder that. I'm like, I feel like she's a mom and she's always has to be right. So I don't know if she ever actually listens to what I say.
Yeah.
Because yeah, she's a funny character. I mean, she's my mom, so I get it when she always wants to tell me what to do, right? Like that's her role. But sometimes I'm like, I know how to do everything.
That
Don't
can
worry.
be a little annoying too, yeah.
How is it with you with your kids? Is it hard to be a parent sometimes?
So definitely, that has its challenges. Now I'm very blessed with a wonderful wife. She makes it a lot easier for me as a man. I'm not such an emotional person, so I would say that my wife is like more emotionally connected to the kids. She talks more with them like about their emotions as well. And I try to be more like the fun dad. Now honestly, I had to learn patience, especially in the beginning. I was not very patient when the kids were small. I had to learn that, and I'm definitely not a perfect dad. I made many mistakes, but there's no manual, so to speak, you know. Every child's different, every person is different, and but I have a good relationship with all of them, and I'm just very blessed to be their dad, you know.
Yeah.
But it's this funny things where you want to give them everything, and at the same time you know you shouldn't, because they have to learn to acquire things themselves, right? So giving a child everything is just not healthy for a child. But it makes them so happy, so you want to make them happy, and so it is. But it's sort of like a trap, a little bit. But you know, I'm just so proud of them, the way they are, their personalities. But I cannot say that, oh, thanks to me. No, not at all. It's because of who they are, you know. And I've had anger issues, nothing near what your dad or your stepdad would do by the sound of it, but I've had my anger issues, had my drinking issues, and the kids have seen that. and you know, it's not always been sunshine and roses. We've had tough times, but I'm thankful we're still together and we're still
Yeah, that's what I was
in love, and yeah, and that's important.
One. That's the goal.
Sorry.
You found the one. That's the goal, to be with somebody for such a long time, and
I hope so. But
I bet it was not easy neither, but I think that's the beauty of a relationship, that you end up working through the bad too, you know. Nowadays people just don't like something about somebody and then they're like, bye. What about working it out? What about communication? Like, it's not
asking
easy.
forgiveness.
Yeah.
Yeah, and saying sorry is one of the hardest
Oh, yeah.
things.
Yes.
But that is really what is something we all have to learn. And
That you're wrong. Yes, that's true.
yeah, if you can say sorry on time, then that can save a relationship. If you wait too long, then it becomes difficult.
Wow, it went by so fast, like talking.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, let me see where I am, and I'm like, wow, I'm like so close already.
It's really nice talking to you, though.
Same.
Yeah. But sometimes I wonder who's interviewing who, right? But no, I'm not much of an interviewer anyway. But I'm still learning. What the camera does, though, is that it makes me more present and makes me listen better to your stories.
Wow.
But
That's cool. Where do you
Yeah.
edit your videos?
half an hour. Sorry?
Where do you edit your videos?
I edit them just on the laptop with I have Adobe. What's it called? Rush,
Oh wow.
which is part of the Adobe Studio package. It's like a monthly subscription. Costs like 30 or 25 per month or so. That includes Photoshop, Adobe Premiere.
Wow.
And I thought that Adobe Premiere was a little bit overwhelming for me, so I started with Adobe Rush. Do you know the program?
No, I've heard only about the Premiere, and it's very complex in my opinion.
Yeah, you can do a lot more with Adobe Premiere, so maybe that's something for in the future.
Yeah.
But my videos are really simple, really straightforward. There's really not that much. I just edit away. Well, basically what I do is, like, if there's several people in the car, I just only use this camera. But like in this case, because it's only you,
Right.
wait 1 second. What I do is I mix your image with the front camera. So the front camera is pointing forward, so it will be half will be you, and the other half will be the road. I think that is sort of cute. It's not perfect, but I sort of like that setup. I don't want to be in the picture,
Oh.
and that has several reasons, but yeah, plus I'm also not the subject. I don't think that I'm an interesting guy here, so
There you go.
and then putting the image of the traffic together with you talking. On the other hand, if it's true that we're having a conversation and I'm part of the conversation, so maybe I should put a camera on me, but I'm just
I think that keeps also like mystery, like who's that person driving, you know?
Sorry?
Like the viewer probably is wondering who's the person talking. So I feel like at the same time creates mystery.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Right? You know what I mean?
Oh, maybe that's a good thing then, right?
Yeah.
People like mystery.
Yeah, they're probably like wondering.
Get curious. You see me in like moments like where I open the door and I go back and I put your suitcase in the car. You see glimpses of me in the video.
Oh wow.
But not like a shot on me, on my face. Well, okay, a microphone. These are new, by the way. These microphones.
They look really nice.
Yeah, they're better than this little small microphone.
Oh wow.
The small microphones, they wouldn't pick up the voice as well, and these do that a lot better.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of noise in the car.
Right.
I'm still like working with it because there's a lot of settings on these things, so I'm still like figuring out and hopefully I don't screw this up. But yeah, sometimes what happens also is that just like that the sound is missing, that something goes wrong with your recording, and then I cannot publish it.
Oh.
So don't get upset if I don't publish anything. It's nothing personal.
Nah, I get it.
But that can happen, you know.
Wow, yeah.
Like if one of these wires is loose or something, because here's a connector, there's a connector, yeah.
Wow. It has happened then. That's how you...
Yeah, you come home and then you have an image and no sound. It's also happened the other way, that I have sound but I have no image.
Mm-hmm.
And you throw it away, yeah. It's no use.
Wow.
And
I love all the filming and audio stuff. Like I used to just edit videos for fun too, like tutorials.
with what program?
I used to do iMovie, like just
iMovie, yeah.
super simple.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to try the Adobe Premiere, but it was like that looks so advanced. Like
Yeah.
you need a class or something. But this one, the one that you're using now, I'm gonna look it up.
Adobe Rush is just a simple version of Adobe Premiere, and it is just the basics. You gotta make overlays, you can mess with the audio, you can like put images together or zoom in and things. There's like transitions that you can put, and that's it.
It's probably newer or something. But that's what does sound cool.
And you know, my main goal is still making money with Uber because I need some extra cash. And then this is just a hobby, and then when I come home it takes me a couple hours to edit the rides. Let's see, now it's 4 o'clock almost. There's a half an hour more to where you need to go. I'll probably do a few more rides.
Wow. What time do you usually finish your work day or your...
Sorry?
What time do you usually finish driving?
Well, so today's a holiday, Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to say Happy Martin Luther King?
I guess.
I don't even know what this day is about. It's about Martin Luther King, but okay.
Right, yeah.
I guess it marks...
I mean, he did help a lot, like...
Yeah.
In the history.
Anti-discrimination, yeah.
Discrimination and stuff like that. But I don't know why people... I mean, I don't work today because of that.
Oh, okay.
They gave me the day off. I was like, okay, cool. I didn't know.
Great.
But thank you, Martin. I have the day off because of you. So you stay in Bonita?
No, I live in Naples.
Oh, Naples.
Yeah.
I like Naples. I spent my birthday there.
Yeah. Yeah, Naples
it's
is...
pretty calm. The beach is really nice.
I like Naples too. It's not so crazy as Miami.
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh, we got some traffic here.
Yeah. We're already in Miami.
Yeah.
But it was a
there would be a faster way, the map would tell me. But this is it's not that bad. It's moving.
Yeah, slowly. When I think I took this highway one day when I had a car, and I was like, oh my god, what is this? It was horrible. There's just too many lanes, too many cars.
Oh, so you got your car, but first you got your driver's license?
Yeah.
And you weren't afraid to drive on the highways?
No, I wasn't. I mean, I didn't just hop on the highway right away. I had to, go step by step, drive around my neighborhood, drive around, where I felt more comfortable. And I just knew when I was ready. I was like, okay, I think I can do this.
I can do this.
Yeah, and I did
And you Mini Cooper?
it. Yeah.
I can see you drive a Mini Cooper. That's a cute car though. There are really nice looking cars.
Yeah.
But they're sort of expensive in maintenance, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And because everything is so tiny and compressed, to change the pieces, you have to remove like other pieces because they're all on top of each other.
Oh.
So the mechanics, that's why they charge you so much too, because it's so much work.
It's a lot of work for them to do things.
And I
never thought
remember
of that.
when I took it the first time so they could fix it, the guy was like, I don't even know if we can get the part we need because it comes from Ukrainian and there's a war over there. And I was like, oh great. So the pieces are also like very hard to get. So
your next car is going to be a Toyota.
Yeah, or a Hyundai or something like that,
Hondas and Toyotas, believe me, those are always good options. They're cheap in maintenance, they're good quality. That's a good bet. Volkswagen is a really good brand, but it's sort of more expensive here to maintain, they say.
What do you think about Chevys like that one?
And they're good cars. Chevrolets are good cars.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go for, like an American car, just something where I can just take it and anyone can fix it.
Yeah. Chevys are good. Ford. Although I hear that Ford is not such a great brand. Once it's an older car and you need a lot of maintenance. I believe that Ford needs quite a bit of maintenance once they get older. The Toyota and not as much. I believe Chevy is a little bit better than Ford, but CarMax is really, well, you won't find a car cheaper than, we just bought a car at CarMax and it was one of the cheaper cars. It's a nice Toyota Corolla or something. And I believe it was sort of like 18,000 or so.
Wow.
And then the monthly price, it was around $300 a month or so.
That's really good.
So we did some part down payment and then part financing.
Right.
But $300 a month is doable.
Yeah.
It's not a big amount because you also have to save for maintenance, because when you buy a second-hand car you just know that there's going to be little issues. Well, you just don't want major issues.
Right. And you also have to pay for the insurance.
For the what?
For insurance.
Yep.
And that's expensive.
Yep.
I had no idea how expensive that is.
Yeah, although like for Toyota Corolla it's a lot less probably than for the Mini Cooper. Mini Cooper is an expensive car to buy new.
It's a big trouble there.
Yeah.
And it was my mom. Nah, I'm just kidding. I mean, I also said yes, but she was like, oh my god, it's the Mini Cooper.
What?
She was like hyping me to get the Mini Cooper, and she was like, I'll give you $1,000 more if you get it. And I was like,
really?
I mean, if you're gonna help me with extra cash, then sure, I'll get it. And then
She loves that car.
Yeah, she said
Yeah.
it was like her dream to see me in a Mini Cooper.
Yeah.
And then I learned.
Actually, my sister dreamt of that car too.
It's so funny. I was like, I should have just listened to myself and
It's
stopped
okay.
thinking about how it looks. I just need to get places.
Look, one day when you're successful with your nutrition and personal training online thing, then you can afford yourself a new Mini Cooper one day, and then it's time for the Mini Cooper.
Yes, exactly. When it's time.
Exactly. But when you're a student and you're 22, maybe it's better to wait a little longer. Yeah.
Yeah, what was I thinking? Like, I look back and I'm like, wow. It's crazy.
Reminds me actually when I was a kid. No, I was not a kid anymore. I was like 22 also, I think. I had to have an Alfa Romeo. It was my first car, an Alfa Romeo.
Oh, wow.
And it sounds cool and it's fast and
Yeah, it's beautiful.
wide tires and peppy engine and I love that car. Till one day I put it in its reverse, I heard crack.
Oh.
And then I put it in first gear, but it would still drive backwards. Put it in second gear, I would still go backwards. It would only drive backwards, so the gearbox was just completely kaput.
Whoa.
And that was my adventure with the Alfa Romeo, my first car. And I bought it cheap somewhere, and it didn't last.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you get them secondhand. Especially
I was
they're
lucky though.
expensive.
Huh?
I was saying, especially when they're expensive, like
Yeah.
makes more sense.
But I was actually lucky because I drove all the way to Austria with that car to go skiing. It was like a long weekend trip, thousands of miles, and then I came back. And then when I came back home, I put it in the reverse and I heard crack.
Oh my god.
So that's when it broke down. So at least it took me all the way to Austria
Yeah.
and back home. And it was good for me and my friends going
Right,
there.
while it lasts.
But then when we came back home, it gave up.
Oh. Yeah, at least I got you home safe. Same with the Mini Cooper. It literally stopped working when I parked it.
Oh really?
Yeah, when I parked it, and then the next day I want to turn it on and it doesn't turn on. And I'm like, whoa, the fact. And I drove from Miami to Fort Myers. And then the next day, boom, it died on me. And I'm like, whoa, imagine if it would happen on the road, or it's just crazy how no. Do you believe we're like protected? Or, there's something taking care of us? Or something like that?
Oh, for sure.
What do you believe in? Like, what's your, do you have a religion, or you just go by spirituality? Or,
Yeah, I was raised Protestant, but I wouldn't call myself Protestant anymore.
actually,
My wife's Catholic. I wouldn't call myself Catholic. But I definitely believe in spirituality, that, life is just too beautiful to be a coincidence.
right.
Life is too amazing to not have the creator. But I also believe that we are part of the creator,
Mm.
and that we are part of creation. Sounds a little snobby, but it's a wondrous world, and it's just, the more we try to understand it, the more questions we have, and I find that just fascinating. There's no end to discovering new things about life. It's a beautiful thing. Also, there's too many coincidences in life, like with your car breaking down at home, maybe, or But there's these coincidences that happen. There's little telltales. Also, especially when you have questions in your mind, should I do this or should I do that? There's little telltales in life that will guide you what's good for you, and that will bring what you ask for. I guess people also, I have a need. I don't know. What do you think? Is there a God? Do you believe in God?
I believe in the universe.
There you go. Yeah.
That's, same with spirituality, I think. I think it's beautiful, though, that people can, create religions and believe in something. But, the story might be a little, I don't know, too weird. But I do believe in energies and, the universe and things like that. So that could be something.
That's an amazing thing. But I'm also amazed about is that I've always felt the same. No matter whether I was 6, I'm 10 or 20 or 30 or 40, and now I'm in my 50s. Something deep inside me always feels the same. That's me. And that me is, I guess that's my core or so, my core energy. I don't know exactly how to explain that. But, so there's a truth in that feeling, and that feeling is important to me. Yeah, and I think that the mark, the person that I am, is something temporary. Look, because I was born and I will die, and that mark is gone, right? And so, well, if it's temporary, then that is not what it was about. If it comes and goes, then that was not really what it was about. It's about the reader of the book, it's not about the book. Well, the me is the reader.
Right.
And the mark, that's the book. You know a little bit?
I understand what you're trying to say. I like that. Like, this is, like, not you. I mean, yeah, I feel you. Yeah.
The life mark, that's not me.
Yeah.
Really. I also believe that death is a nice experience. Absolutely. No matter what form it takes. But that in the end, when you go, that is a nice experience coming home. And it will feel like waking up from a dream. And it will feel very natural. Like every morning you wake up in the morning and you had some dreams. And you wake up from these dreams.
Yeah.
And I think that to spirit, life feels like a dream. And when you die, it's spirit waking up in the spiritual world, in the energy world.
Yeah.
And that's where the me comes from. So it will feel just like waking up from a dream. Now you can definitely guide the dream into a happy dream or an ugly dream. We have an influence, I think, on what kind of book do you want to write.
Right.
Am I going to write a happy book or a sad book? I have certain choices in what kind of book I want to write, but in the end there's also going to be some adventures in the book that I cannot control. Things that happen to me, so to speak. Yeah, sometimes I think that death is the greatest adventure.
No,
at the end.
I see that. I never thought of it, but I read this book that was about spirituality, and it said that you have to be okay with what death is. And as weird as that sounded, I was first like scared about it, because I was like, oh my god. And then the chapters pretty much like teaches you how to accept it in a way. And I was like, well, wow, that's true. Like, it should be. It's not as terrible as they make it to be.
Mhm.
Like it's supposed to happen, so it should.
It will happen, right?
Yeah, it should be accepted like normal.
Plus, it has to fit life,
Yeah.
because there's no life without death.
Right.
Because if there's only life and there's never death, then nothing changes ever, and then you don't get a healthy life. Human beings are here because there is death, right?
Yeah.
And so death is very much part of life. So you have to add it up and get a meaningful answer out of what is death, why do we die, and all of these things, and is it happy or is it sad or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it has to be a happy answer, because here we are, life is beautiful. So death must also be beautiful, because it's part of life.
That's true. I think it's just people get scared because we don't know, what's next. So I think that's the thing. And I feel like fearing death also attaches you to here, so being able to detach can also help you maybe pass in a more peaceful way. Like, all this time we've known we're just here temporarily. We have to detach.
Yeah, that's exactly the right thing what you said there. It's temporarily life. And if the more you realize that life is temporarily, the more fearless you become. There's nothing to fear if life is just temporary. Yeah.
Right, and then I feel like you also get to live with more intention, because you're like, my time is also limited, so might as well just do everything I want to do.
Yeah, and do it. Don't wait for it. Right. Don't do it tomorrow, but do it today if you can.
Yeah. Wow.
Sometimes I also think that death does not exist. We talk about it too much, like as if it is something, but maybe it doesn't really exist, and that is what I think. Yeah, the body falls away, but the me, how I feel, what I am, just continues and wakes up to its new reality and remembers that new reality and will just be me. But the fact that you close the book and put the book away doesn't mean that life suddenly stops. No, the book is just finished, that's all. So Mark is finished, but I continue, and I sometimes look a little bit like at the sun. Like the sun shines in space, but darkness is not something. You see, there is no darkness.
Right.
Darkness isn't something. It isn't something that you can grab. It's the sun shines in the darkness. But darkness is just space for the sun to be in. And so I also don't think there is a devil or something, or that there is negative energy. There is lack of love. But there's no there's no darkness. That's what I think. But so darkness is not real, but the sun is real, because you see the sun is shining, is a thing, and that's what you are. You are the thing. Well, we sure talked about heaven and earth today.
Yes. Very motivational.
I enjoyed it very much, Anna.
Me too.
Very nice. And I hope
learned a lot in this conversation today.
Yeah, me too.
Adding new lift ride to queue.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Back to life.
Give Mark a break.
Let me see. Where are you at?
It's
the corner?
It's gonna be in this, in the yellow building right here. You can park.
When do you want me to drop you off?
You can just leave me here in the little
You should
on
leave
the
me
other
here,
side.
Shadow.
Yeah, it's just
Can I
really
drive
weird.
in here? No, that's not good.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you can go in there. Thank God it's open. And then I'll show you how to get out. 'Cause
Okay.
you can leave from the front. If you want,
I
you
can
go,
leave over there.
Yeah.
All right.
And you can get on that ramp, and I'll just get in there.
So I go in there, right?
Yes.
All right, great. And I can leave you here?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.